Hello and welcome to Replacement Player Baseball. Today, the Cubs start a 7-game homestand with 4 against the Dodgers, followed by 3 against the Cardinals. The Dodgers come into Wrigley Field red hot. They are the best team in the National League, and they come in on a 10-game winning streak. The Cubs are hopefully going to have something to say about that today. For today's pitching matchup, the Dodgers are going to send Walker Buehler to the mound. He is making start number 27, coming in at 15-5 with a 3.17 ERA and a 0.92 whip. He will be opposed by the Cubs' Yu Darvish, making start number 25 on the season. He is 7-8 with a 3.72 ERA, 1.21 whip. The Cubs lineup today is going to be Asdrubal Cabrera leading off, followed by Jay Bruce, Kris Bryant, Danny Santana, Xander Bogaerts, Jackie Bradley Jr., Jason Heyward, Josh Phegley, and the pitcher Darvish batting ninth. The Dodgers lineup will consist of Turner, Muncy, Bellinger, Betts, Lux, Seager, Will Smith doing the catching, Joc Pederson, and Walker Buehler on the mound. It is 71 degrees today and kind of a cool summer day in Chicago. Wind blowing in from right field at 8 mph. And let's get this game underway. Walker Buehler, the starting pitcher for the Dodgers, is warming up on the side, and Yu Darvish is stepping onto the mound for the Cubs. Turner, for the Dodgers, will be the leadoff hitter. We come in today's game with the Dodgers first place in the National League West with an 87-39 record. The Cubs third place in the NL Central at 58-65. Dodgers, as we talked about earlier, have won 10 straight coming into this game. Darvish on the mound, looking for the sign, and here's the pitch. That is popped up on the infield. Coming in is Bogaerts. He waves off Bryant and makes the catch for out number 1. Max Muncy now the batter. Coming up against Darvish with 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 1-ball count. Darvish working. Lined into right field. That is deep. He got a hold of it, and that is going to be gone as Heyward looks up, and it clears the fence. 30 home runs on the season for Max Muncy. That one goes 402 feet, and then comes about 120 feet back out onto the field as a fan in right tosses it back out into the field of play. So 1-0 Dodgers in the top of the first brings up Cody Bellinger. Full count, Darvish working to Bellinger with 1 out and nobody on. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called. Bellinger takes a seat. That was a fastball at 96. And it brings up Mookie Betts. 2 outs, nobody on for Betts. And here's a 1-ball count. Lined into left center field, that looks like it may drop, and it is played on a hop by the left fielder. A single for Betts with 2 outs brings up Gavin Lux. With 2 outs, runner on first, Lux waiting for the 0-2 pitch. And the runner goes. The throw goes down to second, and it is in time. Phegley throws out Betts, trying to steal second, and that ends the inning. So we go to the bottom of the first inning. It is still 1-0 Dodgers. Walker Buehler, striding confidently out to the mound, is going to face Asdrubal Cabrera, who will step in from the left side against the righty Buehler to lead off the game for the Cubs. Cabrera waiting. Buehler looking for the sign. And here's the pitch. That's lined into left field. That's against the shift. It goes to the left fielder who plays it on a hop, and that'll be a single to lead off the inning for Asdrubal Cabrera. Jay Bruce now the batter. The lefty Bruce stepping into the box. Here's an 0-2 count. And the pitch. Strike 3 called. A slider that just catches the outside corner. And so Buehler strikes him out looking. Bryant now the batter. 1 out, runner on first. Cubs down by 1. Here's a 1-1 count. Bryant lines that one into left center field. That's going all the way to the wall. Extra bases for Kris Bryant as he heads into second, standing up with a double. The runner goes from first to third, which is Cabrera. So the Cubs now have second and third with one out, and Danny Santana is the batter. Santana waiting for the 1-2 pitch from Buehler. And that's a grounder towards short. The throw goes over to first. The Dodgers concede the run. The game is tied at 1. Santana is retired on the fielder's choice, and Bryant advances to third. So, tie ball game here at Wrigley in the bottom of the first inning, and Xander Bogaerts is the next batter. Coming up against Walker Buehler with a runner 90 feet away and 2 outs. Here's a 1-2 pitch. And Bogaerts swings and misses for strike 3. That was a changeup that floated up there at 77. Well, the Cubs score a run. They tie the game at 1 going into the top of the second inning. Gavin Lux now batting for the Dodgers against the Cubs, Yu Darvish. Darvish working with a 2-0 count. Here's the pitch. Popped up on the infield. Bryant coming over, called off by Bogaerts, who makes the catch for out number 1. Corey Seager now the batter. 1 out, nobody on. Here's an 0-2 pitch to Corey Seager. And that's a grounder towards second. Cabrera has it, throws to first, and that will retire Seager for out number 2. Will Smith now the batter. 2 outs, nobody on. Darvish working with a 2-1 count. Smith waiting for the pitch. Lined into right field. That's hit hard. It is... Oh, and it looked like it was going to the wall, but Hayward flags it down on the warning track for out number 3. Nice defensive play by Jason Hayward in right field to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the second inning. It is 1-1 in Chicago. Bradley will face Buehler in the bottom of the second. Here's a 2-1 count. And there's a grounder up the middle. The shortstop has it, throws to first, and that is out number 1. Hayward now batting, 1 out, nobody on. Hayward waiting for the 1-2 pitch. Lined into center field. That's going to be a base hit. A 1-out single for Jason Hayward, and the Cubs have got something going here in the second inning. Josh Phegley now the batter, coming up with 1 out, 1 man on. 2-2 count. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and Phegley chases the high fastball at 95. That is strikeout number 3 on the day for Walker Buehler. And it brings up the pitcher's spot, Yu Darvish. Yu Darvish will bat with 2 outs and a runner on first. Darvish, a respectable 10 for 35 with 5 RBIs on the season. Here's a 2-1 count. The throw goes over to first, and they pick him off. Oh, he was caught sleeping over at first, and the Cubs, the pickoff ends the Cubs' half of the second inning. So we go to the top of the third. It is still 1-1. Jock Peterson is going to lead off for the Dodgers in the top of the third inning. Here's a 1-1 count. And Peterson lines that one into center field. I believe that's going to drop into no man's land. It does. Peterson has a leadoff single for the Dodgers in the top of the third inning. And Walker Buehler, the pitcher, is now coming up to bat. He comes up 12 for 54 with 3 home runs on the season. Walker Buehler's flashing some power. Here's the first pitch, and there's a bunt. Comes right back to the mound. The throw goes to first. Cabrera covers, and that is out number 1. The sacrifice is successful. As Buehler gets his 8th sacrifice of the season, Jock Peterson advances to second, and now Justin Turner is the batter. Coming up with 1 out, runner in scoring position. Here's a 1-2 count. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. That was a fastball at 94 from the hand of Yu Darvish, and it brings up Max Muncy. With 2 outs, runner on second. Here is a 1-2 pitch to Muncy. Strike 3 called, and Darvish strikes him out with a split-fingered fastball to end the inning. So we go now to the bottom of the third inning. We are still tied at 1 in Chicago, and Yu Darvish, who was at bat when the pickoff that ended the inning resulted in the end of the last inning, Darvish now comes up to start his at-bat over. Here's a 2-2 count from Walker Buehler. And that is strike 3 called right at the knees, a fastball at 96. Darvish is just shaking his head. There's nothing he could do with that. As Dribble Cabrera now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 1-1 pitch to Cabrera. Grounder towards second, picked up, but no throw to first. Lux does not make the throw, and Cabrera is credited with an infield single. Jay Bruce now the batter. 1 out, 1 man on. 2-2 count to Jay Bruce. Popped up to left field. Playable. Coming in to make the catch. And that is Peterson, who grabs it for out number 2. Chris Bryant now the batter. 2 outs, runner on first. Bryant trying to snap out of a bit of a funk here. Here's a 3-0 count to Chris Bryant. Buehler working inside. That is a fastball inside, and Bryant draws the walk. So Danny Santana now the batter. Santana with 2 outs and 2 men on, trying to help the Cubs break this 1-1 tie. Here's a 2-0 pitch to Danny Santana. Popped up center field. That's going to be playable. Coming in and making the catch is Bellinger for out number 3. So the Cubs strand 2. We go to the top of the 4th. It is a 1-1 ball game in Chicago. Cody Bellinger is going to lead off against Yu Darvish to lead off the Dodgers half of the 4th. And here's the first pitch. That's a liner into right center field. I believe that's going to drop. That is a leadoff single for Cody Bellinger. 5th hit of the ball game, or 4th hit of the ball game, excuse me, for the Dodgers. Brings up Mookie Betts with nobody out, runner on first. Betts waiting for the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Darvish gets him with the cutter on the inside half of the plate. First out of the inning. Strikeout number 4 on the day for Yu Darvish, and it brings up Gavin Lux. Man, this whole Dodger lineup is just scary from top to bottom. Gavin Lux is now going to bat with Bellinger on first, 1 out. And here's a 1-ball count, and the runner's going. Fegley throws down to second. The throw, however, this time is late. Bellinger has stolen base number 22 on the season. So Gavin Lux continuing to bat with a 1-2 count. And he swings and misses for strike 3. That was a slider that Darvish just snuck it by him. So strikeout number 5 on the day for Yu Darvish brings up Corey Seager. Go ahead run in scoring position, now 2 outs. And Seager waiting for the first pitch. That's lined into left field, going to be a base hit. Rounding third and heading home. The throw comes home, and the throw is late. So the RBI single for Corey Seager, 92 RBIs on the season, and that is a 2-1 Dodger lead here in the top of the 4th inning. Man, that was a close play at home. Smith now the batter, 2 outs, runner on first. 0-2 pitch. Popped up foul territory. Santana chasing in front of the dugout and makes the catch for out number 3. So the Dodgers get a 2-out RBI single, and they untie this game. It is now 2-1 in favor of Los Angeles. Xander Bogaerts going to lead off for the Cubs in the bottom of the 4th. He's waiting for the first pitch from Walker Buehler. And that's a grounder toward first. Picking it up and stepping on the base is Max Muncy for out number 1. Jackie Bradley now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. Here's a full count pitch to Jackie Bradley. Grounder towards second. The throw goes to first, and that is out number 2. Bradley is retired 4-3. There are now 2 outs, nobody on, and Jason Hayward is the batter. Full count pitch to Jason Hayward. Lined into center field. Playable. And it looks like Bellinger's going to have that for out number 3. So the Cubs do not score. They're retired in order in the 4th. We go to the top of the 5th inning of a 2-1 Dodger lead. Jock Peterson pitching for the Dodgers, batting for the Dodgers against the pitcher Darvish in the top of the 5th inning. Here's a 1-strike count and the pitch. Lined into center field. That's going to be another base hit. Leadoff single. I feel like the Dodgers have had the leadoff runner on every single inning in this game. Walker Buehler now coming up. Runner on first, nobody out. Here's the first pitch. He lays down another bunt. This one comes right back to the mound. Throwing over to first as Cabrera covers to retire the pitcher on the sacrifice. And Buehler is credited with the sacrifice bunt. Turner comes up now with Peterson on second and 1 out. Here's an 0-2 pitch to Justin Turner. And he's hit. He takes that one in the shoulder, and he takes his base. So Darvish will now face Max Muncy with 1 out, runners on first and second. Here's a 1-ball count and the pitch. Popped up right field. Going to be playable. Hayward heading over on the warning track. He makes the catch for out number 2. The runner on second, Peterson, tags up and makes it to third without a throw. So Cody Bellinger will now be the batter. With 2 outs, runners on the corners, and the Dodgers hanging on to a 2-1 lead. Here is a 1-2 pitch, and that's lined into left field. That's going to be playable, basically right at Jay Bruce, and the catch is made for out number 3. So the Dodgers threaten, but they do not score. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning of a 2-1 Dodger lead. Josh Phegley is going to lead off for the Cubs in the bottom of the 5th. Here's a 1-1 pitch from Buehler. Line past the first baseman into right field. That's going to be a leadoff single for Josh Phegley. Nice piece of hitting right there to go the opposite way with that fastball and punch it into right field. So Yu Darvish now the batter. Nobody out. Runner on first. And here's a 2-2 pitch to Yu Darvish. And he pops it up behind third base. The shortstop actually comes over. Seager makes the catch for out number 1. As Drupal Cabrera now comes up, the switch hitter Cabrera is 2 for 2 today against Buehler. 1 out, tying run on first, and here's a full count pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Cabrera heads back to the dugout. Strikeout number 5 on the day for Walker Buehler, and it brings up Jay Bruce. Jay Bruce is 0 for 2 today. Still batting with a runner on first, and this time with 2 outs. And here's a 1-2 count, and he grounds that one towards second. The throw goes to first, and Bruce is retired on the fielder's choice for out number 3. So the Cubs get a base runner. They do not score. We go to the top of the 6th inning of a 2-1 Dodger lead. Mookie Betts is going to lead off against Darvish in the top of the 6th. Darvish starting the inning with 63 pitches under his belt. Here's a 1-1 count. Darvish working. Grounder toward short. Bogaerts has it. Throws to first, and it is late. Bogaerts was a little too slow to react to that, and Betts is credited with an infield single. Gavin Lux now the batter. Dodgers get another leadoff runner on, and Lux coming up with a 1-ball count. And the runner goes. Phegley throws down to second. The throw is on time, and he makes the out at second base. That did not look like that was the case at first. Phegley has thrown out 2 base runners in this game. So now the Dodgers have 1 out, nobody on. Lux still batting. Here's a full count pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And Darvish gets him with the changeup. So 6 strikeouts on the day for Yu Darvish brings up Corey Seager. 2 outs, nobody on. Here's a 1-2 count from Yu Darvish. Popped up center field, going deep, going back to the wall, and that's not going to hold it. That's going to leave the park as it hits the batter's backdrop in straightaway center field. 441 feet out to straightaway center. The Dodgers are now ahead 3-1. That is home run number 23 on the season for Corey Seager. So Will Smith now the batter. 2 outs, nobody on. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Will Smith. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That was a high fastball, and they just threw it right past him. So Darvish, despite giving up the home run, ends the inning on a flourish with strikeout number 7. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is a 3-1 Dodger lead. Chris Bryant now leading off for the Cubs in the bottom of the 6th. Here's a 2-2 count. Bryant hits it hard, deep left field. However, I think the park is going to hold this one as Peterson tracks it down on the warning track for out number 1. And now Buehler mercifully is taken out of the game. The Dodgers are going to bring in a relief pitcher, Zach McAllister. He has thrown 50 1/3 innings this season, 11 walks, 42 strikeouts, and a 4.65 ERA. He's going to face Santana with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's a 1-strike pitch to Santana. McAllister looking for the sign. Nods him off. And now here's the pitch. Lined into left field. That's going to be a base hit over the shortstop's head. A 1-out single for Danny Santana. That brings up Xander Bogaerts with 1 out, runner on first. Bogaerts waiting for the full count pitch. And he takes a pitch that was low. That is ball 4. So the Cubs now have first and second with 1 out, and Jackie Bradley is the batter. The lefty Bradley comes up to face the righty McAllister with 1 out, 2 runners on base, Cubs down by 2, and the runners are going. The double steal was on, and Santana gets stolen base number 19 over at third. Oh, Bogaerts did not go. I'm sorry. That must have been one of the Dodgers feinting towards second. I was confused by that. So Santana steals third. Bogaerts remains on first, and Jackie Bradley is still batting, now with runners on the corners and 1 out. Here's a 1-1 count to Jackie Bradley. Popped up center field. That's deep. I think it's going to be deep enough. The catch is made in center field. The throw comes home. The runner comes home. He slides, and he is safe. That play was closer than it seemed like it should have been, but the Cubs do get the run on the Bradley sacrifice fly and now trail 3-2. McAllister will now work to Hayward with 2 outs and runner on first. Here is a 2-1 pitch to Jason Hayward. That's lined into right field. That's going all the way to the wall. Hayward is going to have extra bases. Bogaerts stopping at third. No, he's rounding third and heading home. Is he going to score? He does. Hayward heading to third. Hayward tried to extend it to third, and Hayward is thrown out at third base. The run scores because it's not a forced play at third. The Cubs have tied the game at 3. Hayward is credited with an RBI double and then thrown out at third, attempting to advance on the throw. So the game is tied at 3. We're going to the top of the 7th inning. Yu Darvish, 81 pitches, coming out to work the 7th. He's going to face Peterson, Barnes, and then the top of the Dodger lineup. Here is a 2-2 pitch from Yu Darvish. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Darvish strikes out Peterson. He records strikeout number 8 on the day, and it brings up Austin Barnes. Barnes was brought in on a double switch when the pitcher McAllister was brought in, so he's the new catcher. He's facing Darvish with 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 1-2 count. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Darvish racks up strikeout number 9 on the game, and now he will face Justin Turner with 2 outs, nobody on in the top of the 7th inning. Turner is going to loop that one into left field. Behind third base, Bryant can't get it. He jumps, but it gets over the top of his glove. So Turner has a 2-out single, and now Kerry Wood is going to make a change. He is going to bring in the lefty, Sean Doolittle, to face the lefty, Max Muncy. So Darvish's day is over. Doolittle has thrown 39 innings on the season, 14 walks, 36 strikeouts, and a 2.31 ERA. He is going to face Max Muncy, who is 1 for 3 with a home run in this game. There's a runner on first. There are 2 men out. And here's a 1-strike pitch from Sean Doolittle, trying to hold the Dodgers at a tie here in the top of the 7th. That's lined over the shortstop's head into center field. That's going to be a base hit. So the Dodgers now have first and second and 2 out. And it brings up Cody Bellinger. Bellinger with 2 outs, 2 men on, trying to break this tie in the top of the 7th inning. Here is a 2-2 pitch from Sean Doolittle. Grounder to first, scooped up by Santana, and steps on the base to end the inning. So the Dodgers threaten, they do not score. 2 runners on left on base. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning of a 3-3 tie. And today, we are going to have the recording of Harry Caray leading us in the 7th inning stretch. Josh Phegley is going to step up to the plate, facing the Dodger reliever Zach McAllister here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2-1 count. Phegley waiting for the pitch. Grounder toward first. The first baseman Muncy has it, steps on the base, and that is out number 1. O'Neill now bats with 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 1-ball count to Tyler O'Neill. He's coming in as a pinch hitter for the pitcher's spot. Grounder toward third. The throw goes over to first, and that will retire O'Neill for out number 2. Now we have Asdrubal Cabrera stepping up to the plate. McAllister facing him with 2 outs, nobody on. Here's a 1-1 pitch to Cabrera. Grounder towards second. The throw goes over to first, and Cabrera is retired as the Cubs go down in order in the 7th. We go to the top of the 8th inning as a 3-3 tie at Wrigley. Raziel Iglesias is going to be the new Cub pitcher. He will come in to face the middle of the Dodger lineup here in the top of the 8th inning and try to preserve this tie. Iglesias comes in with 48 2/3 innings thrown, 15 walks, 69 strikeouts, and a 2.59 ERA. He will face Betts, Lux, and Seager in the top of the 8th inning. Here's a one-strike pitch to Mookie Betts. Iglesias working. Lined into right field. Hayward has a line on it, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Hit hard, but basically right at Hayward. And it brings up Gavin Lux. With 1 out, 1-1 count, Lux grounds that one up the middle. The shortstop has it, throws to first, and he is retired 6-3 for out number 2. Seager now the batter. With 2 outs, nobody on, facing Iglesias. Here's a 3-0 pitch from Raziel Iglesias. That is low. It is ball 4. And Iglesias issues the 4-pitch walk. It brings up a pinch hitter, Chris Taylor, for the Dodgers. Taylor will face Iglesias with 2 outs and the go-ahead run on first. Here's a 2-1 pitch from Iglesias. Grounded towards second. Cabrera has it. Throws to first, and that will end the inning. So the Dodgers get a base runner. They do not score. We go to the bottom of the 8th of a 3-3 tie at Wrigley. Jay Bruce coming up to bat now. He's going to face a new Dodger pitcher, Adam Kolarek. Kolarek has thrown 41 innings, 7 walks allowed, 35 strikeouts, and a 3.07 ERA. He is facing Jay Bruce in the bottom of the 8th inning in a tie game. Here is a 2-2 pitch from Kolarek. He's looking for the sign, and here's the pitch. Grounded towards second, picking it up, and very slowly throwing to first, but Bruce is no match for it as Lux throws him out for out number 1. Bryant now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 3-0 pitch to Chris Bryant. Outside, way outside for ball 4. Bryant didn't even have to think about that one. That almost seemed like an unintentional intentional walk, and it brings up Danny Santana. Santana, batting from the right side this time against the lefty Kolarek, is 1 for 3 with an RBI today. 1 out, runner on first, 1-1 count. And a grounder toward third, scooped up, thrown to first, and the fielder's choice will retire Santana for out number 2. Bryant advances to second, and now another lefty is going to be brought in. Caleb Ferguson will be the next pitcher for the Dodgers. He's thrown 47 innings in the season, 20 walks, 77 strikeouts, and a 3.26 ERA. He has almost 2 strikeouts per inning thrown on the season. Probably not a good matchup for this Cub lineup, but let's see what happens. Xander Bogaerts batting now. The go-ahead run in scoring position, 2 outs, bottom of the 8th inning, and here's a full count payoff pitch to Xander Bogaerts. The runner is going to be going. Here it comes. Line past the shortstop into left field. Bryant is going to round third and head home. I believe he is going to score the go-ahead run. Bogaerts comes through in the bottom of the 8th inning with a 2-out RBI single, and the Cubs now lead 4-3. Man, that was just outside of the reach of Corey Seager. But all it did was get through the infield, and that was enough with Bryant running on the pitch. So Bogaerts, credited with the RBI, he now has 68 on the season, and it brings up Jackie Bradley with 2 outs and runner still on first. Here's a 1-2 count. Swing and a miss for strike 3, so Bradley strikes out swinging on the fastball at 95. The Cubs now lead 4-3 for the first time in this game, and we go to the top of the 9th inning. Edwin Diaz is going to be the next pitcher for Kerry Wood here in the top of the 9th. He will face the 8, 9, and 1 batters in the Dodger lineup, attempting to protect a 1-run lead and earn the save here in the top of the 9th inning. Diaz facing Jock Peterson. 3-0 count. Diaz working. Looking for the sign. And here's the pitch. Low for ball 4. Very low, in fact. So a 4-pitch walk Kind of an ominous way to start the inning. Brings up Austin Barnes. With nobody out, the tying run on first. Here's a 3-1 count to Austin Barnes, and he takes low for ball 4 as he checked his swing, and the umpire awards him the base. So Diaz has now decided he's going to make this a little more interesting for everybody. In case you haven't taken your heartburn medication today, this might be a good time. So, runners on first and second, nobody out. Justin Turner, representing the top of the Dodger lineup, comes up to the plate. He will face Edwin Diaz. Here's an 0-2 count, and the pitch from Diaz. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. And that is strikeout number 1 with a slider. That slider just froze Justin Turner. That was an excellent pitch. And now Max Muncy is going to step up to bat. With 1 out, runners on first and second. Here's an 0-2 pitch to Max Muncy. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and Diaz punches him out with a fastball at 96. So Diaz has now matched his walk total with 2 strikeouts. And Cody Bellinger is going to be the batter. Bellinger is going to face Diaz with 2 outs and 2 men on, with the Dodgers trailing by 1 in the top of the 9th inning. Here is a 1-2 count with the pitch from Diaz. Strike 3 called, and the Cubs win. What an awesome way to end that game. So Diaz earns the save. The Cubs win the game 4-3 as Diaz strikes out 3 in a row to end the game. The Dodgers got 3 runs on 10 hits with no errors, while the Cubs got 4 runs on 8 hits with no errors. The player of today's game is going to be the Dodgers starter, Walker Buehler. He went 5 1/3, allowed 5 hits, 1 run, and 5 strikeouts. You know, Yu Darvish went 6 2/3, had 9 hits, 3 runs, including allowing 2 home runs, but he struck out 9, and I would really wonder if he wasn't a little more effective maybe. But it's an argument we could have, I suppose. Diaz earns his 4th save as a Cub. Iglesias earns the win as he improves to 3-3 out of the bullpen. The Cubs snap the Dodgers' 10-game winning streak as they improve to 59-65, while the Dodgers drop to 87-40. Thank you for watching Replacement Player Baseball.